Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Terminology Tuesday. Terminology Tuesday is where I have a term of the week and I break down what it means and where it fits into the bigger picture that is the sport of dodgeball. And this week's term of the week is invalid throw. So I'm going to go through what an invalid throw is and what are the rules surrounding invalid throws. So let's jump right into it. So invalid throw is a rule that the WDBF foam gameplay has, but most of the rule sets that I've played do not have this. An invalid throw is when you purposely don't throw at your opponent or in your opponent's general direction. So this would be if you clearly purposely threw the ball at the ground, or you threw the ball way too high, or on the complete opposite side of the court that your opponent is in. And this would be at the ref's discretion. And of course, slips will happen. Like sometimes the ball will slip out of your hand and go flying. And it's pretty obvious when it's an accident. It's only when it's done on purpose that it is an issue. So what happens if you throw an invalid throw? So this would be at the ref's discretion. They would decide, hey, your last throw was an invalid throw, and they would give you a warning for it. And each player accrues their own warnings. This isn't a team warning, so it would have to be the same player doing it twice. So if I were to accrue a warning for invalid throw and then 2 throws later I would get called again for invalid throw, at the ref's discretion they would call me out for purposely throwing invalid throws. Now at the end of each set or point, you would get cleared of all your warnings for invalid throws. It's not every half thing, it's every individual game thing. So the reason the WDBF has a rule regarding invalid throws is because WDBF foam is timed matches. And so you don't want to have teams purposely stalling or burning clock in order to win based on time. You want to keep the game exciting. So we have the invalid throw rule. So you have to purposely at least make the ball within the realm of your opponent. I believe it's like within a meter of your opponent that the ball has to be. And again, obviously sometimes there's slips and accidents, but that's why you get the warning first before you actually get called out for it. And this keeps it so the opponent has a chance to make a defensive play on the ball and keep the game a little more exciting for the audience. When your team is in a position where they're a couple points up and time's running out on the game and you don't want to give your opponents a chance to catch up and you do essentially want to burn the clock, my recommendations for strategy would be to 1, use up the whole throw count. You know, don't throw right at 8 or 7. Wait until it gets down to 3, 2, or 1. So burn as much clock as you can on the throw, and then also place the ball strategically. So placing it right in front of your opponent to where you're not purposely throwing at the ground, but you're throwing pretty close to their feet, or you're even throwing just outside their shoulder, so it's really hard to make a defensive play on that ball in terms of catching or blocking because it's outside of their shoulder. It's just a matter of being smart with the clock and being smart with your ball placement to avoid getting called for invalid throws. I hope this video gave you a little more insight on invalid throws. If it did, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel and drop a comment with any other terms you'd like me to cover, and I'll see you guys next week.